Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this end of year wrap up. We did it! We made it through 2020. 2020 has been one hell of a year. Probably one of the most difficult years of my life. At the beginning I was threatened and almost killed. That was kind of neat. I moved to Arizona. I'm now safe with friends, have my own place, bought a new car, new to me. And now I'm safe in Arizona and I started working at an amazing place and I honestly love it down here. Like, the weather's nice, the people are nice, the people can't drive, Arizona drivers can't drive. Y'all blame everybody else, but it's you. You guys can't drive. But we did it. We made it through one hell of a year. And GW has been there the entire time through this entire crisis, helping us out with this amazing hobby. Like, at the end of it now, I can't say that I would have made it through without any type of hobby gaming or any type of thing, video games, or honestly, the months of isolation, video games, and miniatures and books have been keeping me sane. I've recently put over 60 hours into Cyberpunk. Game's amazing. If you have a PC, if you have a console, I'm sorry, wait a year, then get it. But if you have a PC, it's playable, it's good, I love it. But let's talk about GW. This year alone, I bought an entire Necron army, which I then promptly sold because I am saving up for a house. I am going to try to save up a couple of $1,000s, at least precisely one $600 quintillion home. Just, a small home. No, jokes aside, I'm looking to purchase my first home in the very near future, 2 years. But right now I'm starting the saving process, so I sold off a few things, sold off some of my old Marines that I don't use, that you guys never seen. My Necron army, which I instantly regretted and I'm probably going to repurchase throughout the year, assuming that I have my hobby money every month of about $100 just to piecemeal things. I've been rebuilding and repainting my Tyranids. I finished my Primaris army, which kind of blew me away because it's done. Now I can work on the 5th company, which is going to be a lot of fun, by the way. But yeah, there was a lot of miniatures. So the point of this video is to look at the thing that we are looking at on screen, which is right here. Boop, there we go. The model of the year. 2020 had a release of I think 151 models, I want to say. Let me see if I got that right. It is 151 models. Whew. And this was by Games Workshop and Forge World. There we go. Big brain. See, we could do this. So, in order to go through this entire list, we're going to need a lot of help, and I'm going to do this list in order as it appears. So, we're going to need to add a source to this, and let's go with, just go with screen capture, and go with this. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We got it. We did it, everybody. Okay, let's go like this. And then let's move this to the back. There we go. Perfect. So to start off the list, there's a lot. There is so much. So I made a list of every single model released, the system that it's released for, the year, and I plan to add to this next year. The price as of 12/20. So some of them do have dashes in them. You won't see them there. Their rating, which is what I'm going to rate them as we go through. You'll see that a lot of these miniatures have dashes in them, meaning that you can't buy them separately or they just didn't ever come out to the general public, which is fun. Like the Sister of Battle for the 4th edition, 5th edition cover of the Sisters of Battle Codex. where she's currently on eBay for $100. Awesome. If you guys have that model, I am looking for it. So, what I want to do is pop this up. Let's go like this so we can see these miniatures right above me. I totally missed. Hold up. There we go. So this way we could do a proper rating of each and every single thing. I think this will work. Yeah, this just about works. Let's go and make sure these are nice and perfect. Boop. Perfect. There we go. I'm such a skilled YouTuber. All right. So the first model we have is Summerbloom, who is a Blood Bowl miniature. She looks quite nice. When I saved the photo, she got really, really, really dark for some reason. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a Blood Bowl miniature. It looks neato mosquito, but at the end of the day, it's just a single small mini, and I think it's a fair start to just say it's a 5. All of my ratings are out of 10. Okay? So next up, we have the Magister on Disc of Tzeentch. This model looks fantastic. I love the multiple eyes on every bit of it. I love the way this thing is posed. This thing's got to be a pain in the butt to transport, but that's why you magnetize the bases and put it on a cooking sheet. I love that he's half burb. I literally just noticed that he's got burbs. Why doesn't Tzeentch have dinosaurs? Tzeentch should have dinosaurs. I like this miniature. I'm giving this one a 6. And again, this miniature got really dark, but it's the Kharadron Overlord. Yep, it's this guy. That's who it is. And honestly, I don't like the look of the squats. They're not squats, but you could totally just take this entire line, put it in 40K, and say it's the squats, and nobody in 40K would bat an eye. They would just be like, oh, that makes sense. To be honest, it's 5. It's kind of boring to me. The Tzeentchian spells. The endless spells for Tzeentch and AOS. Again, these guys, this looks pretty neat. That's kind of it. It's pretty neat. It's just a 5 though. Next up we have the first of the Horus Heresy units. This is the Legion Equator Bombard with Spectacular Rocket System. There we go. This thing kind of reminds me, if you ever seen the movie Battleship, the little peg launcher the enemies have. That's what this thing is. And it's Imperial Fist, so it's instantly getting a lower grade because it's Imperial Fist. Take that, Chapter Master Volork, you jerk. Anyway, that's just a joke, don't worry. Again, it does not stand out. And weirdly enough, you can't buy this miniature right now. I'm giving it a 5. It just does not stand out. But speaking of miniatures that stand out, one of the greatest showpieces of this current, here we're going to do this. I wanted to do this just so you guys could see it. This is the Triumph of St. Catherine. This miniature is honestly super impressive. Easier to transport than I thought it would be. Because you just don't glue the edges of the coffin on, and you can take off all of the cherubim all at once and put them aside, and it's like stupid easy. It's the continuation of Mark of Faith, which I really like, which shows the main character of Mark of Faith and her never-ending quest to get the Presidium Protectiva, which is the storm shield that a saint carried. This is the conclusion of that, as she's found the saint. You have all 6 orders represented here. If you're a Sister of Battle player and you don't own this model, like even if you're not going to run the Triumph of St. Catherine, just get it, magnetize the feet, and yeah, just get this miniature because you will love all of the characters and all the unique bits you get out of this box. It's honestly incredible, and I love this thing. It's easily getting probably an 8. yeah, it's getting an 8. It's definitely getting an 8. This thing is fantastic. The Retributor Squad. Well, with Macho Man Randy Savage leading them, they're... Wow. Like, everything else is really cool about this. I don't like the heads that they chose, and GW, we're just going to put this out there right now. Games Workshop, you cannot paint women at all. Stop it. Rehire Duncan, have him paint women. He paints them fantastically. There's plenty of other artists on Twitter right now. I follow a bunch of them that can paint women. Stop using men to paint women. They don't know what they're doing. For some reason, this girl has 5 o'clock shadow. I don't like that. I mean, to each their own, you know, whatever, but with that much fire around you, you'd barely have hair. But jokes aside, honestly, I'm impressed with the weaponry. I'm highly impressed with the weaponry. I think it looks fantastic, but this head alone gives this box a rating of 5. It's literally that bad. This gave me such a poor impression of the sisters, and it didn't really improve from here. Actually, it did. I lied. It did. Because the next box actually, like, look, see? The women in this one look okay, except for this one biting the pin off of a grenade, which would break all of her teeth. But this one actually looks okay. The women in here look perfectly fine, look very reasonable and everything. I actually used this specific Simulacrum Imperialis as my magnifier. I switched them all out for the other, so all of my magnifiers look the same, except for one that looks different. And that one is the one that I use as my Simulacrum Imperialis. Quick way to be cheap and get these kits together. The Battle Sisters get a 6. They look cool. They're very standard. I really like them, but they're mono-posed miniatures, which I don't like, with very little customization to them. I bought 6 boxes of these. You kind of have to build them exactly how they show, unless you're really good with green stuff. And you have to remake the arms. I'm waiting for third-party arms for my sisters. Junith. Junith is quite impressive as well. The miniature itself looks fantastic, but Junith herself looks awful. The miniature is very plain and very boring. In fact, when I bought my Junith, I tore her off and threw a Joan of Arc on top of it and gave her wings to be my Junith, because I wanted it as Saint Junith, because a overall canoness, a canoness superior, is actually deemed a saint by the Ministorum. So it made sense to me that she would have angel wings, if not prosthetics or cybernetics, then actual angel wings. So I love this miniature. Like, don't get me wrong, I love when the podium attacks, but at the same time, I'm not impressed with it on the... I'm not impressed with the woman on top of it. She's very monoposed. She's like this. She reminds me of Emperor Palpatine, but her bits are amazing. So, like, again, buy this kit strictly for kit bashing. It's really fun. But overall, Junith only gets a 5. Like, I don't like it. Strictly because of the sister on top being so monoposed. The Exorcist. I really, 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 really like this vehicle. This vehicle is super nice. This thing gets a 7. Definitely a 7. I have 3 of these just sitting over there waiting to be painted. I'm super excited to paint these, but I'm repainting my Tyranids first. Once they're finished, I'm finishing up my Primaris Marines. I know I said I finished them, but I actually got 3 more Eradicators, so I can have the full 9. But once they're done, I'm moving on to my Infinity miniatures, my Nomads. Then I'm moving on to my Exorcists, and I'm super excited about them. They're super detailed miniatures. You don't get that many bits out of it, which makes me sad, because I wish they gave you gaudy amounts of bits to throw on it, kind of like the old Rhino, where they just gave you like sheets upon sheets of bits. Then they slowly took it away over the years, but whatever. Oh, whoops. I messed up my sheet. Go. So next up we have the Hospitaller, who looks like trash. You get a 4. I had to, again, it's strictly GW can't paint women. That's what it boils down to. Also, I don't know why if you save the pictures off of their website, they become darker. I mean, it's kind of cool. It adds more grim darkness to it. But this is just a sister, like, singing, like, giving the final rites to a sister who is clearly alive under her. When she has an Arthesium, which can prolong the life almost indefinitely for short periods of time, until it, wears off, until all the chems in it wear off. But honestly, what I did is I reposed that woman on the ground to be in her arm, and she's actually hitting her with an Arthesium, saving her. I got rid of the book. I'm using that on a Canoness, I think. No, I'm actually using that on a priest that I'm building. I added more to the cybernetic on her back too. So I had to do a complete redesign of this kit to make it look nice. The Arcoflagellants, or Flagellant, or however you want to say it, I think it's actually supposed to be pronounced Arcoflagellants. There's some references here to the Inquisitor game, and they're not as brutalized as the old ones. I like the old ones a little bit better, in my opinion. These are just... They're also kind of piss poor in the game. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, actually, Alexis, they're really good because they're cheap. But Repentia are just better, hands down. They can get a 4-up invulnerable save because they're sisters. They can benefit from everything because they're sisters. And they're strength 7 on the charge. 6 plus, all the buffs you can give them and everything. I never saw the purpose of Arcoflagellants. I always just looked at them as they're there and nobody is ever going to buy these things, like purposely buy these things. Unless you're buying a gift for somebody or getting into the game. But once you know the game mechanics, you'll never buy these. You get a 4. You're just kind of terrible. Then we have the Penitent engines, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, I hate them. I hate them. You know what? Hold up. I gotta pause this real quick just to show you something. Okay, so to make these things actually look presentable, whoops, that's my Twitch stream. There we go. You guys should follow me on Twitch. That is NornQueenAlexis at twitch.com/NornQueenAlexis. But I actually magnetized mine, and I gave them sentinel legs. So to give you a proper look at that, let's go with this one. There we go. See? Doesn't that look way better? Like, instantly better? More imposing, more threatening? Just looks hands down 100% better? Yes, I know they do. And you can't even deny that. That putting sentinel legs on them makes them better. So, overall, without kit bashing that, without magnetizing that, I just give them a 5. They're just kind of boring. And this is, of course, counting in the mortifiers and everything. Then we have the Dark Angels. These are the Angels Tears with Volkite Serpenta. Really cool weapon. Really interesting weapon in the Horus Heresy series. So, again, this is the Horus Heresy series, which for some reason is still going, despite not having a lot of fan base. It does. I know there's going to be those, 5 people out of, all 30,000 subscribers that are like, actually, Alexis, there's a huge community for it. And they're usually super elitists. By the way, they have Crux Terminatus on their shoulder pads, which I think is really cool, which also disproves that the Crux Terminatus has the Emperor's armor in it, because these guys were alive during that. But jokes aside about that and retconned lore aside, honestly, these models look really cool. They're the only Horus Heresy miniatures with nipples. I am going to point that out because he has very prominent nipples. I think they're okay looking. I like their jump packs. I actually need to buy these guys to make my destroyer squads for my Death Guard. So funny enough, I'm going to build these guys, but I'm going to shave off their knee pads, get rid of the Bengal symbol, and put blank shoulder pads on them and run them as my destroyer squads. So honestly, oh wait, these guys are also supposed to be, whoopsie daisy. We got to fix that real quick. I think it's this color. There we go. That is a mistake by me. So these guys are going to get like a 6. I like them. Then we have the other ones. These are the ones with the grenade launchers. These are the ones that I actually need from my Death Guard. I apologize because my Death Guard can get the gas grenades, which are super neato. They have the shred rule, but they also have gets hot, I believe. So my guys can shoot these things and all die and barely do anything to the enemy. Again, I think they look fine. They look really cool. Jump packs with grenade launchers sound awesome, in my opinion. It's very Starship Troopers, so I really like it. Oopsie daisy, my bad. That definitely counts as an oops. So good at this. Next up, we have Master Lazarus. Now, if you don't know, Lazarus is the guy resurrected by Jesus in the Bible. All of the Dark Angels characters are named after biblical characters or fallen angels. Azrael, Asmodai, Belial, Ezekiel, Azrael. They're all demons, which I think is really funny. Well, technically they're not demons, they're fallen angels. Which, get it, the whole fallen thing. And then the Watchers in the Dark is another biblical reference. The Watchers are actually the thing that killed giants. Yeah, there's a lot of references with the Dark Angels, and a lot of their iconography is weirdly enough Native American. I don't know why, but it's really cool. Overall, Master Lazarus looks pretty good. He gets a 6 out of 10. Like, he just looks pretty cool. I also love the fact that his name is Master Lazarus. Then we have the Spire Tyrant. No, this is the Eightfold Harvest Lord. Look at him. He looks adorable, doesn't he? He's got his little chain gauntlet dual disc. He's got his favorite piece of skin above him. He's got his bestest buddy glued to his shoulder. Yeah, this guy's okay. He's okay. He's small. I don't really know. He's just doesn't really. I know this is gonna sound weird, but he doesn't stand out. As weird as that is to say, because I would just use him as a cultist champion. He is from the he is from Necromunda. So he is really cool in Necromunda, but honestly, I like the cyberpunk aspect of Necromunda, not the whole grim, dark, evil guys Necromunda, because I feel like every gang would look at these guys and just kill them. Now we move on to Warcry with the Spire Tyrants. This kit I absolutely love. So let's get a better view of these just so you guys can see them. And one of my favorite miniatures are these 2 chicks. Actually, I think there's 3 chicks in here. No, there's just 2. There's just 2. But I really like them. These guys get a 6 out of 10. They are nice. Also, I just love female representation in any type of gaming, so I do have a bias. Speaking of bias, this guy is honestly way better than the Demon Prince. The same price as the Demon Prince. Way better of a design than the Demon Prince. I believe he's taller than the Demon Prince, and he just looks better in every conceivable way than the Demon Prince. This guy gets a 7 out of 10. He is 100% fantastic. I love this miniature. I don't own it. I want it. Also, I just want a whole bunch of Warcry stuff. Warcry is amazing. And then we go back to the Corpse Grinder Guild, or gang. And to be honest, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to go with the whole their coronate gang, but it comes off as cheesy in my opinion, and very impractical and very, very kind of dumb. Just get a 5 out of 10. They're okay. So next up, God, I really like they're beautiful miniatures. This is the Hagran Man Trappers. They're really cool miniatures, but they're gross nasty. So yeah, you're well designed. I'll give you a 6. He's got puppers. This is another Man Trapper. Honestly, I think he's less designed than the other ones. I feel like the other ones are a bit better, but this one has grots, and grots are adorable. He also has a grot piggybacking somebody, so they get a 6 as well. Strictly for that grot with... Oh, they almost got a 63 out of 10. Then we have the Middle Earth characters, and to be honest, I'm not impressed with any of them. Like, any of the actual characters, they get a 3. I don't like them. They look too normal. Is that an okay assessment? Like, I would want, like, for its price, I would want 10 of these. And I know they're characters, but at the same time, I expect more from them. So characters on 25 mils too. See, at least these guys, you get a horse and he looks much better. So you get your hammer hand. You get like 4. You kind of just look okay. Like, compared to the other miniatures released by Games Workshop this year, you guys are just okay. You're not, like, standouting, amazing. Speaking of standing out and amazing, we have the Warlord Sinister Psi Titan. So, interesting little bit of lore about the the Warlord Titans. Did you know they are the most common Titan? Not this particular Titan, not the Psi Titans. These are extremely rare. But the Warlord class Titan is the most common of the Titans. Have fun knowing that. That is actual canonical lore. But you're for Titanicus, which is a game that no one plays and everybody is demanding Xenos for. Because everybody hates the fact that GW put it in the Horus Heresy. And we all wanted to play epic. Let us play epic. You gave us Aeronautica. Aeronautica is really cool. Keep the same rules and just put them in. Put them in. And give us, like, ground troops. Yes, please. You do that, I will like this game. Until then, they're really cool bookends and, shelf pieces. So even though you're a Sinister Class Titan and that's really cool, you're only getting a 6 out of 10. That's still really good. Commander Shadowsun, one of the few well-painted women in 40k currently. Commander Shadowsun is interesting. Her miniature is okay. This is not the best pose for her. You actually want to see her from more of a tilted view. Not angry tilted, but like an actual tilted view where she's got her arm extended out. She actually looks really good, and I really do enjoy this miniature. I think it's fantastic. But there's something missing. I feel like the base isn't good enough for this kind of character. I feel like a more urban-esque base and a larger base would have suited her better. She's currently on a 40 mil. I feel like you could have upped that to a 50 mil and put like a Lehman Russ, like destroyed turret underneath her, and it would have been way cooler. With like tilting her arm down and having the melta-gun just blasting through it, that would have been really cool. Overall, you're getting a 6 out of 10. You're really nice. I really like you. I can't unsee the fact that that just looks like a scrotum. I'm sorry. This knight is probably the worst design out of all of them. Technically, this is for Titanicus, and I do have this listed wrong. I'm going to put a dash for its price for right now, but I know it's actually not that much. I think it's the same price as this Sinister, so I think it's 130 for it. But because this thing has a gargantuan scrotum on its head, it's only getting a 4. I'm sorry, I know that some people think that this miniature is cool, but I cannot unsee that for what it is. It is just too funny. This miniature is just hilarious looking. Goliath Zerker, you're kind of really stupid looking too. You're getting a 3. I'm sorry, we're just going to move on from you. You guys are getting like a 4. You look terrible. I don't like you. I don't like any of you. Like, if it was just guys that looked like this or this, they would have been like much better. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people being obese or anything like that. It's just the way that this miniature is portrayed, it looks sloppy. I really love the kitty cat Terminators. They do have the kitty cat ears because they are nearly unstoppable. God, I love these miniatures. I honestly, the Inner Circle Knights, they are some of the coolest miniatures Games Workshop has released. I am giving these an 8. These are, I love these miniatures. Like, I almost want to drop everything and play 30k Dark Angels. And I might play 30k Dark Angels strictly for these. Speaking of Neon Cat, we have this guy, who a few of my friends actually use this as their Demon Prince. And I think that's a really cool idea. Some of them use it as the Clawed Fiend, or the Giant Chaos Spawn. This thing has multiple uses, and honestly is a really well-designed miniature. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Actually, you know what? You get a 7. You're really beautiful. I really like this thing. And the Parasite Eve, like, inspiration for this creature with the white wolf from the second game just adds a lot to it. This guy is just this guy. He kind of looks boring. Like, he's there. It's a 5. Just, actually, you know what? You get a 4. I'm less impressed with you by the second. These guys, girls, and however they identify are really, 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 really cool looking. I love the woman in the middle, but I think my favorite is Chains. Like the buzzsaw hand guy in the background. Again, I do apologize about the image being so dark. These guys definitely get like a 5 out of 10. Let's up that to a 6. I like them. Also representation. Although there's no other representation but white people here. So now we move on to the second one on this chassis, which, by the way, this chassis is just a reversed Sakharin chassis. So this is the Legion Aquador, I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Bombard with Gravis Charge Cannon. That sounds insane. Grav weapons in 30k are kind of busted a little bit. So are Phosphex shells. So I like this tank, but it's kind of meh in comparison to its other tanky brethren. Personally, I think the Sakharin looks better. I think the Sakharin is one of the best looking tanks in the Space Marine line. But it's cool to see what the what would eventually become the Plague Burst Crawler was in 30k. So it is cool looking. I give it a 6. It's nice. It's nice enough. It's a Horus Heresy miniature. We don't have a lot of those. These two, I'm reading through. I read the first Watchers of the Throne. I'm listening to the second one as an audiobook. I love both of these characters. Valerin and Alia. They're both amazing characters. On tabletop, they're mediocre except for the stratagems that they bring, because they're both HQs for their respected army that have to be taken together. Which, if you take these two with Custodians, it unlocks the Sister of Silence stratagems that she can use. So you can forcibly give your opponent minuses to their psychic test, protecting the Custodians. The Custodian guy kind of adds absolutely nothing to the Sisters of Silence, because the Sisters of Silence is just a bad army. Great ally, bad army on their own. In 30k, they're actually fantastic, and I really like them. They're way more fleshed out. But in 40k, they're kind of really terrible. They look okay. They look okay. I wanted more dynamic poses from them. Like, I really wanted more of, like, dynamic poses from them. But overall, what we got is just them standing there looking like they're about to start a band or something. So, you know, you get a 5 out of 10. You get a 5 out of 10. You're okay. I love this story, and I definitely got these two as quickly as I could because they're amazing. So, next up we have the Hellblasters. The 30k Hellblasters. There's no other way of putting this. They're actually surprisingly cheap for a Horus Heresy unit at $66. It's weird that some of the Horus Heresy stuff is actually really cheap by comparison to 40k. Like, buy all of your bits from the Horus Heresy era. Like, if you want combi weapons and you're not going third party and want to stay within party so that you can get, like, your army on parade and everything, go to Forge World. You can get, like, 20 combi weapons for, like, I think it's, like, $20 or $30. It's really good for its value. Overall, these have the same old Dark Angel aesthetic to them, but honestly, I think these are painted poorly. Strictly by standards that I've seen from pro painters, and GW should have all pro painted miniatures. It really turned me off from the Dark Angels, just looking at these guys. And overall, they're just a plasma support squad with a heavy weapon. They're a tactical support squad with a heavy weapon. It's not really that impressive. They get a 5 out of 10. They're okay. A lot of miniatures you're going to see are just going to be meh. Like, they're not bad, they're just not good. Again, it's the same old tank with a different cannon. It's 5 out of 10. Now we move on to some of the sisters. We start with the Dialogus. I love this miniature because it has this same face from a certain type of anime that is very out there, let's just say. It has that face. Let's just call it the ooh face. Notice me senpai face. She's alright. She's alright. She's amazing in actual, like, tabletop games. A lot of people don't know this, but Dialoguses can deal 6 mortal wounds to demon princes if they're psychers. It's really, really stupid busted. Dialoguses on the tabletop are okay, not great, but they're just kind of there. You're getting a 6 because you look nice, but you're not, like, fantastic. I think that's fair. You girls get, like, a 2. I hate you. You're getting, like, a 2. I hate you also. You somehow became worse than the one from the Sororitas box. Although I do love Samuel L. Jackson as an actor. He's amazing. Also, you picked, like, the worst armament. The more I look at this miniature... You know what's funny? You actually need Repentia for your list no matter what. They're amazing. Like, no matter what order you do, get Repentia, get 2 squads of them. They're fantastic. Take the second Mistress of Repentance and turn her into your Canoness using your Battle Sister bits. This miniature looks 100 times better than this one. So Seraphim and Seraphim, again, I hate the paint job on the face. They did a caricature instead of a character. I do like this one a lot. I do really like that one. Overall, I think they're a fantastic sculpt. They get a 6 out of 10. Megafire is boring. You get like a 4. Like, I hate that it's monoposed. I hate that you need like 2 of these for your army. I don't like how big its stupid banner is. I get it, you're in power armor, so it doesn't matter. But like, it's pretty dumb, and you're on a small base, and I don't like that either. Rhino looks fantastic. It's a 6 out of 10. It's amazing. It's way better than the original Rhino kit. Its pieces and its tracks go on way easier. Overall, only good things to say about it. 6 out of 10. And the Immolator, same thing. It's a fantastic kit. Gives you a few extra bits. I personally don't own one because I have like 8 Immolators prior to this one. So I'll probably eventually get like 3 Immolators. I have a tiny piece of hair that's like scratching the surface of my head up here, and it's driving me nuts. Overall, I really like it. I think it looks good. Trees with burbs on it. It's like a 3 out of 10. It's trees with burbs on it for $33. It's burb tree. I feel like you could just buy a Razorwing flock and do the same thing. Ragnar Blackmane, honestly, I don't know what it is about jumping on Aquila's. I hated your story. I hated Saga of the Beast. Overall, I think you look okay as a miniature. You look surprisingly small on miniature, like in pictures, but in person, this model looks a lot better. But overall, it's kind of a meh. It's 5 out of 10. Gosgill, people are going to hate this, but I think Gosgill looks bad. I honestly think Gosgill looks bad. I'm going to give Gosgill a 4. I was really disappointed in Gosgill. I was expecting, like, you know, his older look, but bigger. And we essentially got this. It just, no. I'd rather the older Gosgill. Good freaking luck getting this miniature, but she is solid. I love her. Again, GW is okay at painting faces on this miniature. She looks fantastic. If you guys own this miniature and are willing to sell it, I'm willing to buy it. I really, really, really want this mini. I don't own it. She's getting a... I love her. She's getting a 7. She looks fantastic. Like, all the details on her. She's got her good girl stickers all over her saying that she is pure. She is literally fire. She just looks fantastic. I don't like that she's supposed to be a sister superior. I thought that was... I get it. But at the same time, like, I need to put a chainsword on her base for her to be useful. I want to get 2 of these. I want to get one just like this, be a showpiece, and then I want to get one that's actually efficient and put a chainsword in the other hand, as well as a combi weapon in the first. This guy looks dumb as hell. Like, I honestly, you get a 1. You're probably the ugliest miniature out there. You are hideous, horrendous, and I hate you. And you actually look like the people that, like, go, well, actually. Like, I hate this miniature so much. This guy looks fantastic. I really like him. I think it's like a 6 out of 10. He looks cool. Looks like the dude from Predator. I like that. The horses. The Cerberus riders. I don't know how you're supposed to say that, but they're like the flame dog horses. These guys are incredible. I love their miniature. They're actually efficient on the tabletop at grabbing objectives. They're not very combat efficient, so you have to be careful with them. They're very fragile. But for grabbing quick objectives, there's nothing better than these. For AdMech, obviously. Their price isn't bad either for what you get. Actually, it kind of is, considering other horses for $60, you get 5 of them. Does that affect its rare? Yes, it does. I feel like that directly affects it. It's a well-designed kit, but you only get 3 instead of 5, and it would be a much better kit at 5. Honestly, knowing that you only get 3 of them is... Because to get a squad of these, you need 4 boxes, I think. No, 5 boxes. Yeah, no. They're cool, though. I love them. Archaeocopter, it's neat. It's way too much money for what it is. It's like a 3 because of its price. Also, it just doesn't look that good. These guys are okay. I think they're pretty neat, but they're not like, they don't stand out. They're not like, wowzers, these are amazing. Same with these ones. They're just there. They're cool looking, I guess. I'm not a big fan of them. I really thought that I would be. I really thought that this look would grow on me. Like, as we go in more, I was like, yeah, this is going to grow on me. But really, I just love these guys. I love the cowboy desperado, like, lawmaker guy look to them. And these, the Da Vinci style, I don't like. I love the little planes. I love Aeronautica so much. These things are getting a 6. hands down, getting a 6. These things are going to get 5. Actually, these are going to get a 4 because they were a pain in the ass to put together. I didn't put any of these together, but they look okay. I still have to get these. I have to get the rest of them because I want every single unit. I want 3 of every single unit for this game. Just because I know when this kit is gone, they'll never remake it, and it'll be like Battlefield Gothic all over again. This is the Tiger Shark. I know the Manta is scheduled to be released sometime next year, though that might have gotten pushed back since everything got pushed back. So you're gonna get. You guys are just 5 out of 10s. You're okay looking. This is the other one. This is the XV-1-0 Fighter Bomber, and you know, it's okay. I might have gotten the 2 pictures mixed up. I do apologize. Fabius Bio, you look terrible. You're getting a 3. I hate you. You look like handsome Squidward. Honestly, I'm not impressed with him. I feel like they could have done so much more with him. Like if they put the servo arms on his back itself and like came out like all spikes and everything from behind him, I think it would have been better. Honestly, he looks like Skrillex meets handsome Squidward, and I hate him. Like, thanks, I hate it. Zote looks cool as hell. I bought the Zote. He's from Blackstone Fortress. Funny thing is, when he's introduced in Blackstone Fortress, he actually is he's a reference to the merchant from Resident Evil 4. So knowing all of that and looking at his miniature, there's no customization to him, but you only need 1. He's cool. I really hope that GW actually does a Zote army down the line. Another Xenos faction of slow-moving creatures would be kind of cool. Yeah, I like him. He gets a 6. He's nice. Ethereal Stern and Boitoy. Ethereal Stern looks fantastic. She looks like straight up she's going Super Saiyan, and I love it. I love this miniature. Like, I just hands down think that she is fantastic. She gets a 7. She looks terrific. Oh, and he looks okay. Illuminator Salad Bar, or Sarah's. I've been calling him Salad Bar for like the longest time. His model was a pain in the butt to put together, and overall he looks good. Like, I'm not going to say he looks bad. He looks really good, but I think he's only deserving of a 6 out of 10. He looks good, but not fantastic. She looks all right. Honestly, I do love the look of the heavy power armor that she has. I love the dragon. I hate that the dragon is 3 pieces, and combined with the power fist, so it's really weird. There's no customization with this model whatsoever. It's a really cool model. Like, I'll give it that. But overall, doesn't pop or stand out in my opinion. She's an Auto Xenos Inquisitor. She's cool. She's replacing Solomon Look. Then we move on to the Indominus box. And the Indominus box is filled with fantastic miniatures. So, like, this mini, I really thought I would have liked as it aged, but it's okay. Again, it's the paint job. I don't like their paint job. Like, male paint jobs, really good. Female paint jobs, okay. Like, I get that she should have hardened features, but at the same time, kind of bugs me a little bit. But this chaplain, I absolutely love this chaplain because he's not wearing the skull helm. You can see, like, he has service studs in the actual armor under his head. The cranial plating looks super nice. I love the attention to detail on this miniature. He's got the mark of the Indominus Crusade hanging from him. Honestly, you're a 7. You look fantastic. I love this miniature. I hate this guy. You get like a 4. Honestly, I think out of all the new miniatures, no one uses him. And I think that's for good reason. The Ancient, he's kind of boring. Like, he's really boring looking. You get a 4. It's the hand. It's the weird hand. This captain actually annoys me because in the trailer for 9th edition, He has darker skin, which I really like. I love that a Space Marine captain. I don't know which company he's from, though. I'm going to guess it's 5th Company. I think 5th Company. I want to say about 5th Company. But overall, this miniature is honestly great. I don't like its paint job for, you know, the skin that's revealed. But overall, I think that this guy is actually like a really cool lord. Like a really cool HQ. So you get a 7. You definitely get a 7. Primaris Lieutenant, he looks okay. I don't like his option of the Neo Volkite weapon. It's kind of bad. It looks cool. It definitely looks cool. But overall, I think I would rather an Inferno weapon or a Melta weapon. But that's just me. Or honestly, just a regular bolt weapon. Just to make him cheaper. Because he's already has the Storm Shield, the Power Sword, and this. It feels like you're investing too much into a lieutenant. So you get a 5. You're okay. The Blade Guard veterans, I think, are deserving of a 6, maybe 7, because they are terrific looking. I don't have them next to me. I put them away. I finished all of mine. I have 9 of them now. So I like them. The Eradicators, I feel, are kind of boring, but overall, I like the heavy Gravis armor. So yeah, they get a 6. They get a 6. Because I do like the heavy Gravis armor. I do like the way that they're holding their weapon, although it doesn't really make too much sense tactically to hold a weapon that way. I don't know. It just... I'm so used to my sisters and how they hold their multi-meltas like this and just open fire as they walk and hip fire the thing. And these things feel like they're supposed to be hip-fired, but at the same time, they have... It's weird. I wish you could have them, but they're holding it from the bottom and just looking down, you know? That would be a way cooler design. This is really cool for multi-meltas, but for the Melta rifle, I think it's kind of just okay. This is the Eradicator Squad. Now we're moving over to the Assault Intercessors. Honestly, the fact that they're monopose, that's another big thing. All of these miniatures are monoposed. That's why they're not getting like super high ratings. These guys are a pain to put together. They're monoposed, then some of them have their chainswords like way up in the air. Some of them have their chainswords like way out, which makes them a pain in the butt to transport because they can't be in foam, or you have to allocate a lot of room to them in foam, and you have to you magnetize them and put them on a tray, and even then they still take up a lot of room because they're super vertical. I think a 5 is perfect for them. Also, the Thunderhammer just seems too small for him. Outriders, these are getting a 4, and I want to explain why. The fact that this kit doesn't connect always annoyed me, and I've seen so many people with this problem, and it was so common for so long that there are entire threads on how to fix these things. And then on top of that, they're a mediocre unit in the actual game itself. Like, they have 19 attacks, which is super good. They have the auto bolt rifles, again, super good. But for the same points, you can get a bike squad with 3 meltaguns, with roughly the same amount of attacks, if not more, because they still have their chain swords. And they're just better because there's more bikes. If the squad can go up to 6, I think there would be an auto include, or even up to 5. Or if they can include an invader ATV into their unit, they would be amazing. But as it stands right now, they're just okay. This guy, he's so monoposed that I hate him. Yeah, he's okay. He's alright. I don't like that he has 2 big weapons on one side, and then he's got this ridiculous claw, and then he's got another arm underneath it, and it's just too much. Like, you're getting a 4. I don't like you. I'm sorry, Scorpec Lord. I know there's people that like you, but it is not me. You don't get it. Plasmancer, she looks okay, and I am going to say she because this Plasmancer, strictly from the Indominus books, both of them are referred to as women. So I know how they identify, and that makes me happy. So you look okay. You got a very angry eye. They're all right. Got a 5 out of 10. If they were better on tabletop, I would definitely say that they're worth it, but they just don't. This Lord and his nipple tassels look... Honestly, I like this Lord. I like how beefy he looks. Like, he looks like he's like, what's up? I'm going to mess you up. Sup? Let's go. You know? But locked war gear options. Barely any room for any type of customization without cutting the tubes and everything. Overall, gives him a 5. He looks nice, but without the ability to customize him, yeah. I don't like this guy. I know he's really good on tabletop, but honestly, he just looks like a normal warrior with like half cape on his arm. I feel like more needs to be done with him in order to make him properly stand out and be an actual like cool character, in my opinion. These are just rocket trash cans. They get a 3. They look bad. I don't like the rocket trash can. I love this miniature. I love this thing. This thing is fantastic. This thing gets a 7 out of 10. I love the Synaptic Camel. The Synaptic Camel is amazing. This Synaptic Reanimator. These guys are a pain in the butt to put together. They're very locked in their war gear choices. So yeah, the Scorpec Destroyers, just because they're so locked in their war gear choices and locked in the way that they have to be positioned, I'm not a big fan of them. Also, if you don't pay close attention to the build guide, you accidentally get one with his leg all the way up in the air that you have to heat treat, bend it down, and it's a nightmare. So next up we have the Warriors. I honestly like the Warriors, but they're basic infantry. So 5 out of 10. They look good. They look really good. The adorable little scarabs, they're so basic looking, they get a 3. All right, moving on, we have the Cerastus Knight, Archeon, and Castigator, which are really, really, really cool knights. I love these knights. They look so badass. But again, it's Titanicus, so they're miniatures. They don't have any... They are lacking... Titanicus is just lacking, in my opinion. The miniatures are great. Don't get me wrong. But... I'm not a big fan of them. They're getting a 5 out of 10. They're okay. After that, we have Quanzi or Hyunzi. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that. Master of the Keshan or Keshan. My Mongolian is bad, and I know that this is bad Mongolian, so I apologize. Overall, the dude looks amazing, to be honest. I think he's deserving of a 6. Also, he's in Tartarus armor, which is interesting, which is the Speedy Boy armor. The Arvis Lighters get like a 5,000 out of 10 because they're Arvis Lighters and they are adorable. These are definitely... My bias is kicking in. I love these things. They are not getting a 7, Alexis. They are only deserving of a 5, and you know it. I want to put a 7 there because I love these little crafts. I have so many of them, and I love them. Then we have the Vulture gunship. This has the twin Punisher cannons and the heavy bolter up front. These things are super cool, and they're actually pretty useful in Aeronautica, especially for ground attack. I like them. I think they look okay, but they don't stand out like the Murata Bomber does or anything like that. So they just look okay. They get a 5 out of 10. This guy, I think he looks like a miniature from like early GW. He looks like a miniature from like 1990. You get a 3. You just look horrible. And for $25, I don't want to buy you. Now see, these look like great miniatures. Look at them, they are fantastic. The, hands down, the Daughters of Cain and the Slaanesh Hedonites are definitely some of GW's best looking miniatures. And I think I'm going to have to give you a 7 out of 10. Maybe even an 8. You look fantastic. I'll have to debate that later. Then we have the Morgrox Crushers, or yeah, I think that's how you pronounce that. And they look like orcs in heavy power armor. Or in heavy armor. My bad, I didn't mean to say power. To be honest, if you're going to be an orc player at this point, buy all the AOS stuff and just buy some bits. Like, the AOS stuff just looks so much better. There's a few good kits from GW, but overall, they just look better in AOS. I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10. They look really good. Looking at some more women. And we have the Death Maidens and Wild Runners of the House Escher gang. And to be honest, the fact that they use bows it really gets me. And the fact that they have little like Deinonychus, not Deinonychus, is that what it's called? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank at the reptile, the ancient reptile with the sail on its back. It starts with a D. I always get confused for the raptor that has a very similar name. But anyway, they look adorable. They're like horrid rat creatures with sails on their back. I like them. They're getting a 7 out of 10. They look great. All right, next up, we have the Slave Ogren. Honestly, is it bad that I want an Imperial Guard regiment of just Ogren, like slave Ogrens? Because, like, no joke, you could have ranged units that move and shoot, and, like, give them, like, weird rules, like they have to move towards the opponent, and then they have a ballistic skill of, like, 5 or something like that. And they just, like, unload, like... These guys would make a fantastic army for Guard. Like, maybe I want an Ogren with 2 power fists. That sounds incredible. An Ogren with what? Like, strength 14? Oh, no, wait. He's strength 6, so it's 12. Yeah, I think these kits look great. Easily a 7 out of 10, or a 0.7 out of 10, apparently. Let's make sure we give you a proper 7 out of 10. This guy kind of looks like Victor, and that confuses me. Victor's cute. This guy is not. And again, they do this weird thing with their armor where it's like all speckled and doesn't look good. It looks really unfinished. So you get a 5 out of 10. The Avenger Strike Fighters. I think this is a fantastic kit. This is getting a 7 out of 10. Like, they honestly go together really easy. Their weapon systems sit on really easy. And they are just a quick and fun kit to build. Aeronautica is a game that I think everybody should get into. It's just fun. I actually forgot the Blackstone Ascension Guardian drone. So this is the big spindle drone, so ignore this really quickly. I did actually forget a unit, so there's actually 152 models released this year. Because these are the giant drones, and I know how much they are too. They are 110 in USD. And we actually yeah, we did skip them. Oh, I'll be damned. The Blood Bowl team. These are the Snotlings. They're adorable. They're getting a 6. I love them. They're adorable. The spindle drones, the giant spindle drone is going to get a 5 out of 10. It looks sinister, but doesn't look scary enough, in my opinion. And we missed Lionel Johnson, the Primarch. Oof. So, let's do that. Do we want to look him up? I know what he looks like. Lionel Johnson honestly does look like Victor, which is really funny. He's gonna get... Oh, God, we have to look him up, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Forge World. Let's see. Lionel Johnson. So there's the miniature itself, and oh god, he looks so cool. Oh, he looks beast as hell. Oh, I'm not sure which model I like more now. Lionel Johnson is, he's easily like an 8 to a 9. What do I put him at? I think I have to put him at 9. He just looks so good. Okay, so apologies about that. I thought I got every single model, but I didn't. Now we move on to these guys. And these are the Holy Cows, the Holy Cow Army. They're kind of adorable. What was it? Their other nickname? Divine Bovine. As weird as this is going to be to say, they look very fantasy-esque, obviously, duh, but they look stock fantasy. Like something you would see in Lord of the Rings and things like that. So, I don't know. Wait, I feel like I am... because that model is 170. I feel like this is the... I feel like I missed another miniature. Do I keep Games Workshop just up? Go. Why does it say 170 on my list? I think this price is wrong. Again, I do apologize about this. Oh, it's him. Okay, we did miss a few. Again, my bad. I actually... This is going to be controversial. This model kind of sucks. I think it's a 5. And the reason for it is this guy leaping in the air has no other look to him and is just kind of there. The Sphinx is cool. I like the Sphinx. But I would honestly replace this with a different person, but it's actually attached to the miniature itself, so you can't replace it. So it's very static, very mono pose. You're going to see them all look the same. And it just kind of bugs me. So now we're at the Wardens, and that's these guys, I think. I hope I get these right. But overall, these guys are going to get a 6. They're very well designed, but yeah. Then you got the Archers, the Sentinels. I like the Archers, but I hate their bow because it would literally just tumble an arrow. Like, it would immediately just tumble that arrow because there's so much... It doesn't make any sense. I hate their bow. So much do I hate their bow. And it's mostly because I took archery for so long, and it's just... This annoys me. They're getting a 4 because their bow is stupid. Like, not even Burb can save them. Then we have this guy. This guy looks amazing. This guy gets a 6 out of... Actually, I think this guy gets a 7. He is really cool looking. She is really cool as well. Again, GW can't paint faces. But overall, I really like this miniature. She's got big giant feet, but that's weird, and you know what? Fine. I don't like how she's standing. I don't know why GW has this weird thing with sideways rocks and people standing on them. Overall, you get a 6. You're really beautiful, but not terrific. Ripper Jackson, you get like a 4. You just don't look good. I'm sorry, this model is just so misproportionate. It's just a box. This would be like your standard like stand-in character for any like first-person shooter. The coolest thing is that she has a bionic leg, and she has a chainsword, which is really cool. So she can be used for a company commander pretty easily. These guys look like crap. They're getting a 3. A piece of hair in my mouth. This is the problem with having long hair. This thing, quite literally, the holy cow himself, you're getting like a 7. Actually, I think I want to give you an 8. You are quite literally a fantastic miniature. I love this miniature too. Like, GW, do more like this. This looks great. This miniature is getting a 7. I think it's really nice. And then you got these guys who look idiotic. They got their hammers and their big helmets that would instantly, like, break their necks. I don't care if they're elves, that would break... That's such an easy grab. Like, aside from their weapons being super easy to ignore and dodge, which Warhammers typically would just hit shield lines and people who weren't moving too much. But if you're fighting a 1v1, a hammer is a terrible weapon. I mean, sure, you hit once, the enemy's dead, but good luck. You have a slow weapon and you're easily thrown off balance by it. You guys get like a 4. You look stupid. These, on the other hand, these get like a 7. These look super nice. And again, see, 5 horses. So what's up with our mechanical horses being at 3? I don't care that they're more detailed. They're not more detailed than this. You guys get a 7. You look nice. I love this miniature. She is amazing. She's got cyber puppers with her. And she's getting a 7. I love this mini. I love the Arbites, the Enforcers. They look great. You guys are just too generic. Like, I know the weird thing is that... Oh, whoops. Huh. 7. There we go. I don't know why this turned white. Can I re-dye that green? Is that the wrong color? That is the wrong color. It's the one above that. Oop. There we go. You're getting like a 4. I don't know why you decided to go there, but sure. They're just standing there, which is weird. Like, she's at least running, looking, moving, and she has the dog next to her. These two are just kind of standing there. Looks a little bit weird. He's got some thighs for days, though. Damn. And he's got his bestest glove on his side. I don't like it. I like her. I like her a lot. You're getting a 6. You look really cool. You, on the other hand, you do not look cool. It's the paint job on the face. It really is. But honestly, this looks like something you would see out of Dragon Ball Z. You're getting a 4. You look bad. You, on the other hand, you're really cool looking. I like you. I like you. You're getting a 5. You're not as cool as the first one with the Electro Whip. You, my boy, are getting a 7. You look fantastic. I love the Chaplain on a bike. It is such a cool model, so easy to put together. And unlike the other bike, it doesn't have the stupid gap problem. But it is extremely monopose. The Invader ATV gets a 2. Can I give this thing a 2? I'm giving this thing a 2. 1 for each rider. I'm disappointed in both of them. Goddamn Mario Kart. The artillery piece, I actually like this thing. You're getting a 5. You're getting a 5. I like this thing. It's super efficient, super long range. You could put it up on top of a building and just DACA the ever-living crap out of something. It's actually a very underused unit. Silent King. I have you sitting on my shelf back there waiting to be built. But I'm going to build you as the Hex Girls because I am a colossal nerd. And I'm building the things next to you as floating speakers. Overall, you're ridiculously cool, very complex, but the thing that's keeping you away from having a high score is the fact that you're balanced on literally nothing. These things shake like this as you freaking put them down. This thing is going to break very quickly. So I'm giving you a solid 7.5, almost an 8. I feel like that's a reasonable assessment. You got thighs for days, but you're not really that good looking. You're getting a 4. I don't like this look. The new destroyers just look kind of bad. The Synaptic Doom Camel, you're getting a 7 because I love the War of the Worlds look to this thing. It's scary as hell, but it's also adorable. You guys are getting like a 4. Blue, Middle Earth. Good job. You're there. You got a horse. But I don't want to pay $40 for 3 little tiny miniatures. I don't want to... These things are so grotesque looking. But I can't say that it's a bad design. You get a solid 7. You're really, really well done. You're horrific and horrible, and I don't ever want to see you, but you're great looking. Speaking of great looking, I love this thing. It's a little tiny Desperado, and I really like that it has 6 guns. You know what? You get a 6. 1 for each gun. 1 for each gun. By the way, we are getting close to the bottom of the list. Okay, this thing, I keep getting this piece of hair. It's either stabbing me in the eye or the mouth, and it's super irritating. This thing, honestly, I don't like its design. You're getting a 4, mostly because of your price. The fact that you're just not that good, in my opinion. The Tech Marine is also getting a 4. I had to heavily convert mine to make mine look cool. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look as imposing as the old Tech Marine. The Monolith looks okay. It's a 5. It's not getting a higher score because it's a super heavy now and thus bad. These guys, I really thought their look would grow on me, but honestly, I think it's gotten worse. I'm giving them a 4. They're also no better than the regular score pack destroyers that are very common to get. They're just $5 cheaper. You are getting a 7.5. Only thing keeping you away from an 8 is, again, that stupid base. And how you're held up and you're just going to wobble. Okay. This guy is really cool. I love him. He's getting a 6. I love me some Dark Angels. I think these are fantastic as well. I honestly think these are fantastic miniatures. This is a 7. The jump shoots, the grav shoots look amazing. The fact that there's one just jetting itself backwards and double pistoling with the flamethrowers, the puppers, everything in this set is just good. The Fortress is also going to get a 7. This thing is kind of amazing. I really like its aesthetic. And I like the fact that if you buy multiples of them, you could just decorate an entire board with just these, and it's super cool. The Chaplain with nipple tassels. Honestly, I think you got the cat ears, so you're adorable. So you get a 5 for cat ears. This thing is, again, kind of cool. I like it. I like the death mask. I think they could have done a better job on the paint job. But overall, I think it's a solid 5 out of 10. It's okay. This thing's getting like a 6 out of 10. This thing is cool as hell. I love this thing. That is the Brewmaster. So this isn't out yet. This one is out. This one is out. But it's only in the box. I like them. I like the scarification on them. I love that they're doing the more body horror aspect of Slaanesh. Because all of this stuff is actually peeled into his skin. Or their skin, because we don't know how this person identifies. Especially being that they are a member of a Slaanesh cult. So you know what? You're only going to get a 5 just because I feel like you're a bit gaudy, and compared to the other Hedonites, you're not that good looking. You, on the other hand, I think you're worthy of a 6. You look great. I love this look. I love this staff and everything. I want to buy this kit just for this. Then we have the Space Marine Heroes series. This is the best photo I could find. I couldn't find a good photo with the revealed character, but it's a Chaos Lord. Overall, they look gross, and that's the way they're supposed to look. Their helmet designs are great. I don't get the tentacles, but you know what? Sure. I can agree with this. This gets a 5. It's solid. Then we have the Mechanicus Questoris Knight Magara. Magara? I think that's how it's pronounced. They look like knights. They're for Titanicus, which again already lowers its rating because it's Titanicus and it's only Titan fighting. And I know, Alexis, what about Aeronautica? You gave that a high score. Aeronautica is fun and includes Xenos. And anything that includes Xenos is better than something that does not include Xenos. That's why 40K up here, AOS is actually like up here right now in model design. Actually, it's more like up here. It's way better in model design. But Titanicus is like down here. Aeronautica is like right in the middle. Necromunda would be towards the top. It'd be right at the same line as 40K, in my opinion. Blood Bowl would be a little bit under, mostly because it's a comedy setting. So, again, I think these are worthy of 5s. Then we have the next ones, which I think are far uglier, and get a 4. Just because they look so boxy, you know? They're just there. This I couldn't find a set for, but it has this on the list. The Middle-earth strategy battle game, Gambling Rog Attack. I couldn't find this, so I'm giving this a 0. Like, I just used this picture as a placeholder. I have no idea what that thing is. This thing's a Zote. And because it's a Zote, it gets a 7. So then we move on to the Blood Bowl teams. And this one, I like this one. This one's getting a 6. Then we have the Orks, which I also think are worthy of a 6 because they look fantastic. Blood Bowl is a very interesting and very fun and very quick game now. The 2 goalies, I think, are, again, worthy of a 6. They are just terrific. Then we have him. This is... Oh, wow. This is actually the named character. He's got his burb with his medals, and his burb looks so proud of itself. You know, you get a... You're not going to get a... I'm going to give you the same as your team. Same with you. You get the same as your team. Just because you look kind of cool. Then we have the... the Wolfenberg. The comical horror team, and I love it. I actually think that this is better than the Blood Bowl teams. This gets a 7. This gets a 7, hands down. The tree, but really we're looking at Eggcorn. Eggcorn gets a 7. The tree gets 5, but Eggcorn gets 7. So Eggcorn won that one. Then we have the best looking miniatures in the entirety of the Middle-earth strategy game that was revealed this year. And that's these bat things. And I think they get a 6. They look really cool. I would actually use these as Furies. If not, play the Middle-earth battle strategy battle game. The Gladiator gets a 5. It's cool. That's about it. It's not very good. That's its big weakness. Now, here comes somebody being like, well, actually, Alexis, it's amazing, and you're just dumb. The Scions of Flames, I really like these guys, girls, and dudes. Yeah, they get a 7. They look really good. Hands down, 7. I think that's a worthy score for them. These guys, I think also a 7. They look, again, fantastic. And now we move on to, oh yeah, the new Dire Chasm collection. See, here's where I'm at. This guy looks really cool up here, but he has the cow helmet, so I don't like him. This one has the bow, so I don't like it. This guy has an owl. I do like the owl. This one, I want strictly... I actually own this girl. But if I ever do Eldari, I'm definitely just buying these and giving them the Guardian weapons. Like, they look fantastic. Like, that looks incredible. Granted, I would cut that thing off of her head, the top knot, and put it as a actual bun in the back. but strictly because of her. No one else in this unit, because I don't like the rest of them compared to her. I think it's a 7. She's worth it. These get a 7. The Hedonites. Oh, they look so good. And I love that their clothing is not gendered. They all have it. And again, this scarification, it's so cool. It's not in real life, obviously, but for Slaanesh miniatures, it's amazing. Bring these into 40K. Bring this army into 40K. GW, stop with the limitations on 40K. Give us all the crazy stuff AOS has. You can balance it. We can balance it. These knights look absolutely... You get a 2. You look terrible. These are terrible designs. I hate these. These guys are okay. I get a 5. Oh, and we're on our last miniature, which I think you're worthy of a 7. You look really cool, and the fact that you're a flashback miniature makes me happy. So, what is our highest scoring things? Okay, is there a way to... What if I take all of this? Okay. Now watch and be amazed as I try to get these by rating. Is there a way to do this? No, I don't want to delete the row. Sort range. We want column. What if we want all columns? Let's go with rating. That work? Did that switch all of it? It did! So at 0 is the one that I couldn't find. Oh, that actually worked. Is the librarian, then the Repentia squad. Oh, I was not nice to the Repentia. Yeah, this is pretty good. So what got first? Lionel Johnson is the best miniature of this year, according to me. So now we need to find Lion. There he is. By process of elimination, we have determined that Lionel Johnson is the best. Yeah, he is definitely the best. Also, he just reminds me of my Victor. So I think I had a bit of a bias. He actually looks like my fiance, which is really funny. So there we go. The second place is a tie between 3 different things, but it's the Triumph of St. Catherine, the Inner Circle Knights, and the Giant Holy Cow. And out of those, I would actually say it goes the Triumph of St. Catherine, then it would go the Inner Circle, then him, so completely opposite order from where they are. Then I would give it to the Void Dragon over the Silent King. That's a given. And then, yeah, from there on, it doesn't matter. So, I want to know what your guys' opinions are on this. If you enjoyed this video, please comment with your favorite miniature down below. Also, take that damn survey so that GW can, make better minis so that we could just be like, these are crap, these are good. Just vote for your best mini, vote for your favorite mini, and tell me what your top 5 were below. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I'm super excited. Also, follow me on all the links in the social media down there. Ring this stupid bell thingy, okay? That bell, right now, ring it, okay? You did it, good. Subscribe to the channel, good. Check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help supporting the channel. And I want to thank each and every single person on my Patreon. You guys are awesome, and I love each and every single one of you. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.